Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Marcy and I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses for over 30 years. I served as a regular pioneer for 10 of those years. I was first contacted in the door-to-door ministry back in 1987 and I finally left the organisation in 2022. This video is an update video and I'm just going to be talking about how my life's been going since I left the Watchtower Society, and I've recently moved to a village where there is a village church, and I have returned to the church. So my regular viewers know that I'm approaching getting married, and my wedding is now 4 weeks away on April the 5th. And so me and my fiance Paul are both ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, and we were going to just go away and get married, just the two of us. But we started, I did anyway, started attending the church around the corner from where I live, and I've been member of the congregation there ever since. And so I decided, along with my fiance Paul, that we would move our wedding to the church. And so this has had an impact on my friends who are Jehovah's Witnesses. That I'm getting married in a church which is, in essence, it's like a cathedral. It's a big church. And what has happened since I've told my friends that I'm getting married at the church, are they going to attend the wedding? Well, it's been a bit of a mixed result. I invited the girl I studied with all those years ago, but when I refused to tell her, I invited her to the evening reception, and the reason I invited her to the evening reception only is that when I was studying, I decided to get married because I was living with my fiance at the time. And as I got on in my Bible study and saw what the Bible said, I realised that this was wrong. And so he said, we'll get married. And so we decided to get married at the local church. And so I invited the person who was studying with me, and she explained, no, I couldn't go in the church. I'll come and watch you. I'll stand outside and I'll come to the reception afterwards, which she did. But she didn't come to the service, so it wasn't going to be any different. She's still a regular pioneer and she's still steeped in the Watchtower. So I did invite her, but only to the evening reception. Now, she was upset about this and said she wanted to know why I hadn't invited her to the service and everything else, and that she wanted to, go to this service. And I said, well, I've not invited you to the service. She wanted to know who was marrying me and where I was getting married, and I didn't invite her to any of that. So I don't see why I should have to explain myself to her as to why I'm not invited her to the service. I've invited lots of people to the evening reception, and not one of them has said to me, why haven't you invited me to the service and to the, the meal after? But she did, and so she sent me a message saying, I wish you all the best, but I won't be attending the wedding because you've not answered my questions as to why I can't attend the service or the register office as she thought it was going to be. But my other friends that I do associate with, because I don't see her very often, but my other friends who I do associate with, I invited them and I told them that I was getting married at the church. And in the invitations that I sent out, I said to them that they can just go straight to the reception, that they don't have to go in the church if they don't want to. And so all of them are attending the reception. My friend Laura, she doesn't feel comfortable going in the church. But her sister does. And she told her, I'm going in the church and I'm going to see the whole thing. I want to see what goes off in a church wedding. So she is going into the church. Paul's son is a Jehovah's Witness and very active. And although he told his brother he wasn't really happy about his dad getting married at the church, I said to Paul, you need to have the conversation with him. You need to say to him, if he doesn't feel comfortable, then he can go to the reception with the others and just wait while we get there. So he did have the conversation with him, and the son said, no, I want to go in the church. I want to see what happens. I don't want any part of the service, but I want to go and see what's said and what happens. So he's going in the church. So, you know, one of my friends who's been instrumental in me getting with Paul, meeting up with him, I invited her and her husband to the reception. I never mentioned anything about the church because she won't go in the church. I know she wouldn't. However, she asked me outright if I was still getting married at the church. Now, I didn't know how she found out, but I told her, yes, I am still getting married at the church. And I said, the church is a building, it's a legal ceremony, and I don't see any problem in getting married in the church. Particularly, I said, when the Watchtower is selling its kingdom halls off to the church, and they're happy to take their money. And if they're paying them money for for the kingdom hall and selling it to them, and they're taking their money, they're supporting that cause. Can't have it every way. You know, and I said to her, they sold, I mentioned it in one of my videos, they sold the kingdom hall that I was attending when I first became a witness to the Muslims to become a mosque. And I said back then it was wrong. And I was told not to say anything, not to talk about it, not to rock the boat. So I feel that, if they can take the money from the church, and it's as good as putting it in the collection plate, I can get married in the church. They can't say anything. Can't stand hypocrisy. And so I told her this, and she said to me, I get your reasoning, Marth. She said, I'm just processing what you've said to me, but I do understand what you're saying. And she carried on talking to me. And she told me that it's her anniversary on the same day, so she can't come because they're actually going away. But she said, I hope you have a lovely day. So maybe it sowed a seed of doubt in her mind, because she knows that the Watchtower's selling off kingdom halls, and they've been bought up by, this one in Sheffield, being bought by the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. They took their money, and the kingdom hall is now a Mormon temple. So there is all these things. So I'm looking forward to getting married. I'm looking forward to having those that I care about there. And the church that I now go to is part of the village community. And the people who go to the church have been so supportive, and you know, we're happy to have them come to the service and come to the reception as well. It's going to be a very joyful day. And everything that has come about around the wedding has come to happen smoothly. All the prayers I've prayed about have all come to be. And so, you know, we've got 4 weeks to go before the big day, and I've never been as happy in my life. You know, they talk about the best life ever, but the best life ever has been since I left. I've said it. We have a Bible study group on Wednesday evenings, and it's very well attended. And at the moment, we're discussing the 10 Commandments and how we can apply the principles in modern Christian life. And so, you know, there was a big group of people. It was a very loving group. And so, you know, there is a life outside the Watchtower. There are people who love Jesus Christ and who believe what he said and who live by his teachings. And no, they might not be knocking on the doors, but they do the ministry in their own way. They talk to people, they invite people. And the people who come, we are taught scripture from the Bible. Passages of scriptures are read at the church. We're not told doctrines of demons like we've been told at the Watchtower. I've not seen anything taught in the church that is not scriptural. Because all it is reading passages of scripture. Let scripture interpret scripture. And in the Bible study group that we go to, well, we all learn how to be applying what Jesus said. There's no pressure in it. I always used to say when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I don't feel like a proper Christian. I want to be a proper Christian. That's what I kept saying. Well, now I feel that I am a proper Christian. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to the big day. And yeah, so I just wanted to just make a quick video about what's happening, and with my friends who are Jehovah's Witnesses and how they stand for coming to the wedding at the church. And although, you know, many of them are not coming to the church, they are coming to the reception and the evening reception. There's even more coming. So, you know, they're not turning away from me because I've left. And they all know that I'm getting married at the church. So this is what's happening here in my life. And we'll see what happens at the wedding. I'll, you know, be making a video about the wedding, getting ready for the wedding. And, you know, how we've been blessed in our ministry. Our ministry is a different ministry now. We've got a ministry. I've got my online ministry, and I also help out with teaching at the church. So, you know, with people who go to the church, not teaching at the church as a teacher. But yeah, so I feel so much better. It's just the scripture where it says you will know the truth and the truth sets you free. It sets you free to live by the Bible teachings and to have Jesus Christ as a personal relationship with Jesus that I've now got. I would not trade that for anything. So thank you for, you know, watching, you know, this video. And I will say until the next time, I'm going to say bye.